Hi, my name is Hazem, and today we're going to learn about electrical receptacles. Now, in my previous video, I told you that this is a 20 amp receptacle. This is a 15 amp receptacle. This is 15, you can remember because it's got a happy face, and the 20's got an angry face because somebody clawed out his eye, although they both look worried to me today. But having said that, we're going to look at the 20 amp receptacle today. So the wiring is the same, but when you flip these things over, you want to check to make sure that it's compatible with the wire that you're using. So this one says copper and copper clad aluminum wire only. So you cannot use aluminum wire in this. And the reason is components in the system are copper. So if you put a copper wire or a copper receptacle on an aluminum wire, the copper will cause the aluminum to corrode and it'll fail after some time. So you're always going to see 3 sets of terminals. So if we look at it, and somebody took the screws out of this one, but there's always going to be a green screw, and green is ground. So you can think about it that the letter G is the first letter in the word ground and the first letter in the word green, and so our green wire will go to our green screw. So that's pretty obvious. The second wire is going to be our neutral wire. So the neutral wire always goes to the lighter colored screw. And if you're not sure, the neutral wire goes to the bigger hole. So the bigger hole is on the left. So that's going to be the neutral, which is going to be the white wire. And then the hot wire goes to the brass screw, so that's going to be our black wire. So you gotta make sure that you wire them correctly, or else you have a big explosion. Now, if you forget, just remember that the hot wire is the dangerous one, so we always want to make the dangerous hole smaller than the neutral. So when you look here, think about it. The smaller hole is hot and the bigger hole is neutral. And you can also remember that white is the neutral color, like in a war. So somebody raises a white flag, for example, it means they're surrendering. Now the other thing is, if you've got a 3-phase system, then you'll have black, red, and blue. And now you can see here that we've got 2 screws, and the reason we have 2 screws is because we can have 2 separate circuits. So if I get a screwdriver, I can break this little tab in here, and then I will separate the top contact from the bottom contact, and then this receptacle is going to be separate from this one. Which means if I'm wiring this up, I can get the top and the bottom receptacle to work with one wire. So I only need to put one neutral on here and one hot wire on here, and both of these will work. But if I wanted these to be on separate breakers or separate circuits, then I could break this tab, and we're going to see what that looks like. So if I want to use 2 separate circuits, now mind you, if I've got the same panel, I don't even have to touch the neutral. I just have to touch the hot. So I can get a screwdriver right into here, and I can pry this out, and then I can just get my wire strippers. I can break this tab. Now it's not going to work very well here, but basically I've now separated the 2 contacts. So what I want to do, if I go back here to where it says strip gauge, I'm going to measure my wire against my strip gauge and see how much wire I need to strip. Now this is really, really important for your neutral wire and your hot wire. Oops, your hot wire and your neutral wire. So you'll notice on the back of my receptacle, I've got 8 holes here. Now some receptacles have 8 and some have 4 and some have 2. Why do I have holes back here? Well, I don't actually have to put my wire on my screw. I can put it in the hole and be done. So I strip my wire, and this is my hot side and this is my neutral side. So if I was wiring this up, I could now look at here. So here's a receptacle, and we took some of the screws out, and it doesn't matter because the top and the bottom, or the top and the bottom, are connected. So I've got my my hot and my neutral. So I put my black wire in here. Now you want to get this in all the way so that there's no metal visible. So you just shove this in all the way. That's why we have a strip gauge, because it tells us how much to shove in, how much to strip. If you strip too little, you're not going to make, this is not going to hit the end, and you're not going to make contact with the electrical system. If you strip too much, it's going to hit the end and you're going to have copper sticking out. So you want to strip just enough that you don't see any copper. So this is actually a little bit, tiny bit too long. I cut a bit down. You don't have to be exactly perfect to the millimeter, but you wanna be pretty close, and then you want to tighten the screw. So now your hot wire is connected, and then you want to do the same thing with your neutral wire. The screw fell out because it was too loose. So you put the screw back in though. But now it doesn't. Now here's a cool thing. It doesn't matter which of these 4 holes you use. So I'm gonna put the neutral wire in the hole, and we're gonna tighten this screw. So what I want to show you is the top screw. We're looking at it from this perspective. The top screw tightens wires in the top 2 holes, and the bottom screw tightens the wires in the bottom 2 holes, and the same for the other side. So if we've only got if we've got a junction box with only 1 wire coming in for the hot and 1 wire for the neutral, then we only need 1 screw and 1 wire. But if you say you're daisy chaining some outlets together, then you could go from 1 hole to the next. So I could go in with my neutral into here, and then I could go out from my neutral to my next receptacle. Makes sense? Good. So then, why do I have 4 holes? Well, because as I said, we could put 2 circuits on each receptacle. So if I, as we've shown you here, we've torn out the center connector. Now these are independent. So this needs its own hot wire, and this needs its own hot wire. Now if you don't want to do it this way, you can also do it the hard way. As we've stripped our wire, and we can bend, and we can use the hole in the top to bend our wire into a hook. So I've loosened my screw adequately. I'm gonna get my hook in there, and I'm just gonna tighten this as best as I can. Now it's gonna fall right out. So you're seeing that means your hook is in the wrong direction. And you're gonna put it in the screw hole, and you want the pointy part to face the outside of the hole here. So I'm gonna wrap this around like this, Now, if you can't even do that, be careful here. You can use your wire stripper to bend your hook around your screw. So I'm gonna go like this. And you want to make sure that your pointy part's in the right direction, and then you're going to tighten down your screw. And now you've got a perfectly wired outlet. So, although we cut this a bit too long, we want to make sure that our copper on our wire is like right before the edge of the copper here on our terminal. So we don't want any copper extending past here. So now we're gonna do the same thing on the other side with the white wire. Like I said, we're gonna take our ground. We're gonna get our wire stripper, and we're gonna strip off some wire. Now see, I used a 10 gauge. This is a 10 gauge wire, and I used a 12 gauge hole on my stripper. So what happened is my stripper made a nick in the wire, which will reduce the cross-sectional area of the wire. It's actually bad practice. So you want to make sure you're using the right gauge. The other way, through the ear on our. Now technically, you want to follow the strip gauge for your ground wire, but you don't have to. So we're gonna use the hook that's at the top here. So because a bare ground wire is not dangerous, so we're gonna make sure again. We're gonna try to get this in the screw hole. Now it's not easy, but we're gonna loosen up our screw enough to get in there, and I'm gonna push this through here. So push this in, and then you can pinch this a bit so that it's nice and tight. And now I'm gonna tighten it up. Now, the other thing you should know is even if you push your wires through here, these screws still conduct electricity. So, what a lot of electricians do after wiring up their outlets or receptacles, is they get some electrical tape and they wrap the outlet. So you end up with an outlet that's got some tape on it, and you get your wires sticking out, which is not required. But if you've got a metal junction box, then you definitely. And the concern is that the hot screw could touch the junction box and make a short circuit. So that's why they do that.